Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everybody. This is Jay here at Fort Living Room Homestead. I just wanted to drop in and give a little bit of update of how things are going here on the homestead. So, we're going to start out here with our lettuce. Our lettuce is actually, it looks really good right now. The only problem is it's been a little bit hot this summer, so it's starting to go a little bitter now. So we're going to go ahead and pull all this lettuce. And we're looking at some summer varieties that we're going to probably plant here instead of what we've got going on now, to try to give us a little bit of a last minute crop going out in the fall. Over here, again, you can see these used to be our no-dig beds, but as I stated a while back, we'd gotten some bad soil with a bunch of seeds in it, so we had to end up making these a deep mulch bed. Basically, we just took a bunch of mulch and put about 4 or 5 inches of mulch on top of the compost that we'd already had down, and things are just looking amazing right now. We've got zucchini here. We've actually got onions back here. You can't really see them that well. They're kind of down in there. Mulch kind of drowns them out, but got some onions, got some zucchini here. There's some melons going on back over here. We got some other squash right here. Things got kind of mixed up because when we had first did our starters, one of the trays had gotten knocked over and everything was just kind of everywhere. So we just picked everything up and just moved it out here and just planted it. So it's a little bit crazy right now, but that's okay. It's still growing. Over here, we've got some squash, and we've also got some cucumbers. We've got a few different varieties of cucumbers. I think these are straight 8s right here. There's some big puppies going on down there. We've got some other pickling cucumbers down here. We planted these a little bit after the other ones, so the plants are a little smaller, but they should do just fine still. We've got plenty of time in the season to get those out. Over here, this used to be my container garden area, but I decided to move all the containers over to the new boardwalk area that I just built, which I'm going to walk you all over to in a minute and show you what we got going on. So we're going to plant something else here. We're debating on a few other summer crops. We're just waiting to see exactly what we're going to go with, but I'm sure I'll do a video and update how everything's going. Our peppers are doing very, very well. Today I actually harvested a bunch of these. Those are Cubanello peppers right here. These ones in this row. I actually harvested like 6 really large peppers from there earlier today. I'm really impressed with these plants, and I'm excited to get more, because it looks like they've got a lot more love left to give. Lots of flowers on there still, and there's still some pretty big peppers down there that weren't quite ready for harvest yet, but we'll come back to those. Our sunflowers are doing nicely, some better than others, but they're doing nicely. We did a little sunflower border with some mammoth sunflowers right there. Our tomatoes are looking amazing. Back here we've got the tomatoes that we'd planted previously, and we did some succession planting, and we planted a whole nother crop. This crop right here is mostly just beefsteaks, cherries, and what are they, Romas. More your just straight sauce tomatoes. These over here, again, we've got like 15 types over here. There's something different in each row. There's some really cool stuff. Actually take you to see a couple. I think these are green tigers down here. Yeah, these are really cool. These green tigers, they're gonna actually get tiger striped. Get little stripes on them. They're pretty big. My favorite tomatoes that we've got going on, the ones I really am looking forward to, are these black strawberries right here. These things look amazing. And these are called black strawberry tomatoes. Yeah, we've got a lot on here, and there's plenty more that are going to start. There's so many flowers on these. Just look at the size of these. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to these. Down here on the other side, we've got some arugula, some chard, some other things. We started those from seed, so it's going to take a little bit longer for them to get to where they're going to be good, but they're coming along nicely. They're taking shape and they're coming along nicely. This whole area right here that's irrigated is actually, we're not gonna keep this here. I'm gonna move this irrigation to another area that we have in exchange for doing this. This is the boardwalk area that I made. I went ahead and I had a bunch of pallets, and I took a bunch of pallets and laid them down because this area gets super muddy when it gets wet. So I wanted to have an area where I can grow and not have to deal with mud the entire time. So I took some pallets, went ahead and threw the pallets down, and then took some mulch and bordered the area, and it just turned out amazing. So now I don't have to deal with all the mud over here, and plus this gives me an area where I can do some experimenting with some different things. Because having this market garden, we're still trying to figure out the best crops to grow here, what is and isn't going to work. So this will be a good opportunity to experiment with some things. We can like take the native soil, mix it up. We can put compost down. We can use store-bought soil. There's just so many opportunities and so many ways we can play with things that are in individual containers. And this sweet potato here is just an anomaly. This thing is just exploding. This was one sweet potato, believe it or not, one sweet potato, and I'm about to cut this thing up. And because if you look here, when they do shoots, they're almost like strawberries. They root. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little root down there, and they shoot off little roots. You can cut all of those little tendrils off, and you can make a bunch of sweet potato plants with each one of those. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting off some of those shoots to do some sweet potatoes. Potato right there, another potato in that large pot. We've got some green beans, some bush beans here. This beauty right here, I was walking, and I got to give credit to my daughter for this one. She found some wild asparagus, and I will tell you, that was the coolest find ever. I walked right by it, and I was like, how is this giant weed here like this? And I just cut the grass. My daughter was like, that's asparagus, Dad. And I said, well, you know what? You're absolutely right, it is. The sad thing is there was 2 of these large stalks, and in the process of digging it up and moving them back here to a container, I ended up breaking one of the stalks, but that's okay. The root mass that I pulled out is phenomenal, and I'm sure we're going to get lots of great asparagus from that root mass. And I also planted some other baby asparagus in the same one in the corner, so we'll see how it goes. Again, just various beans. Those peas need to be pulled. We harvested those already, and that's just the dying plant now at this point. Got more potatoes here. So yeah, as you can see, yeah, this turned out really cool. This little boardwalk here. Again, that area right there where the irrigation is at is going to actually get pulled, and we're going to do another boardwalk there and make this like a giant U shape, because as you can see, the drip irrigation system is on, and the water, even though this is all mulch, the water that leaks out of all this just floods this whole thing out. It's just bad. And I think we'd be better served to go ahead and just put a whole boardwalk system around this whole thing and just do containers right here. And down over here, our compost, that little black pile in the corner. Our compost is doing very well. It's feeding the chickens. All the chickens are looking amazing. They're like doubling in size. Like every day I see them, they're just getting larger and larger. They're looking super healthy, and they're free ranging this whole property. They go out and scavenge. They mainly go into that wood line right over there and just eat all the termites out of the logs that are just in the side. Oh, a bat just flew right by my face. Outstanding. But they eat all the bugs and stuff in the log down there. Then they come back and gorge on the compost pile, then go drink water, and they've got a whole little routine going on, which I'm loving it. And these chickens are so good. They basically put themselves to sleep at night. I basically go down, let them out for the day. They roam around the property, do whatever they want to, eat from the compost, travel around, and then they put themselves to bed. So it's been having chickens, our first livestock. This is like an amazing experience. Everything has been working out very, very well with them, and we're actually looking at picking up about 20 more birds because we just had someone basically request all of our eggs from these birds restaurant. So we're making this thing happen. But as far as updates go, that's about it for now. As you can see, we are constantly working hard, constantly trying to improve on things. And as things change and as they progress, I will come back and update you on more. Thank you for sticking around and joining me. This is Jay at Fort Living Room Homestead, and I am out of here.